What's going on, guys? Chinese guy here. In today's video I will be showing you guys how to activate the Levolution events in the new Dragon's Teeth DLC maps, and I also want to give you guys my first impressions of the maps themselves, like how they play out, are they fun, and will they actually stick around even after the launch. So in this DLC there are actually only two maps which really contains a major Levolution event in Lumpini Garden and in the map Sunken Dragon. The other two maps, Propaganda and Pearl Market, only has micro Levolution events like wall and cover destruction, but with Propaganda there is a freight train running throughout the whole map at random times, and anything that gets in its way will be destroyed, but the Levolution itself is actually not player activated. Firstly, let's get into the Levolution of Lumpini Garden. Now, I would say this Levolution event is the biggest we have seen since the Shanghai's Levolution with the giant skyscraper falling over. Once it has been activated, the water tower above this map will actually burst, causing a giant mudslide which destroys anything in its way. Now, to activate this Levolution, there are two flow-off valves near the Chinese deployment here and here on the map. You will need to head over there to each of these valves and press a button to shut it off. This causes the pressure to build inside the pipes, and as soon as the second valve is closed, a few seconds later, you will hear a pretty loud warning sound with some birds flying away, and then everything will just turn into chaos. Now, if you didn't know, there is actually a second part to the Levolution in this map. So, if you go up on top of the bridge, you can find two IED detonators, one in a train car and the other one near some crates on the other end of the bridge. If you activate them, you can actually blow up parts of the bridge off, splitting up the train tracks. Once you have pressed the buttons, it will take a few seconds to blow up, and then anything that was on the bridge will be blown off. I'm actually a pretty big fan that DICE added the IED detonators on the bridge. It gave us, the players, an actual point to actually detonate the IEDs. Because on maps like Goma Railway, when you see IEDs just laying around, I feel like they are just sitting there and it really has no point. But in Lumpini Garden, if you blow up parts of the bridge, it will make players harder to access certain parts of the map. Moving on, let's talk about the Levolution event in Sunken Dragon. So if you go up on top of the dam and then into one of the tower in this map, you will find two buttons, one to raise the water levels and the other one to drain the water from the lake. It is very simple, just click the button which indicates that it can be pressed, and then the water will drain the lake or fill the lake. To me, this Levolution's kind of gimmicky. There's not really a purpose of this Levolution. It doesn't change up the map a whole lot, and I feel like DICE just kinda added there just for aesthetics in a way. Now note, the ways which I have mentioned on how to activate the Levolution events was used on a Conquest game mode, and I believe in other game modes like Rush, the Levolution itself will be automatic, so if you want the same results as I have gotten, play Conquest. Moving on, let's talk about my first impressions with these maps. First, I have to say, the maps themselves are super pretty. DICE did a great job with the art style in my opinion, especially with the map Propaganda. I really love how they kind of redesigned part of North Korea's capital, Pyongyang, which is where this map is taking place. The art style and the scenery just goes very well with this DLC in general. But as for how Propaganda actually plays out, I think it will be one of my favorite infantry map to play even when this map has tanks. The reason why I say that is because of how linear this map is. Normal Battlefield 4 maps are more square-ish and not really in a straight line, and then when you make them more linear, it creates great flank routes for infantry players to fight in, away from all the vehicles. Plus the terrain is not best for tanks, they kind of have to stick with the main roads, and if they do stray off to the nearby buildings, engineers, supports, recons can easily take them out with C4 or any other explosives. I think out of all 4 of the maps, Propaganda is going to be the one that stays. The next map is Pearl Market. My first impressions of this map is that it is a clusterfuck. It is basically Flood Zone redone without the 3 tall buildings. It sometimes feels to me more annoying than Flood Zone itself because of the wider alleyways, which allows more players to just jump from rooftops onto the ground to kill you, making you an easier target. I just feel like there are too many places to hide. I can probably find a small room in this map and hide in there for the whole game, even if this room was in the center of the map. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but maybe tone down with the amount of places you can shoot from and have less ways to getting to the rooftops. Aesthetically, I loved it because this map actually takes place in Hong Kong, where I was originally from, and at the borders of this map there were those double-decker buses, and when I first looked at them they actually gave me flashbacks, so that was very cool. But overall, gameplay wise, I'm not a big fan of Pearl Market. Then we have the map Sunken Dragon. This map is probably more of the armor centric map out of all 4. There are IFVs and scout helicopters around to provide support, but I feel like they can't be as aggressive as they would normally be because of the number of small places which engineers can hide in and shoot you from. Fighting over the B flag as infantry was awesome. It was super intense. Players kept trying to rush into my face and kill me, but I defended myself using the tight corridors of the floating restaurant, and overall it was just very fun. Lastly, we have Lumpini Garden. I kinda like this map, but not as much as Sunken Dragon or Propaganda. I would say it would take 3rd place. So more to the center of the map is an overhead bridge, and that area is kinda really open, which if players are on the bridge or just in the back with bolt actions, you can make yourself as a very easy target. So I feel like overall this map is just a bit too open. If they added more cover on the ground, I would think this map would flow a lot better. But I do really enjoy the low rivers running throughout the map, which makes for a very easy transport using the PWCs. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you stay tuned to my channel as I will have coverage on the RWAR bot very soon. That is the new battle pickup, which is basically an EOD bot on steroids with a machine gun and grenade launchers. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below and subscribe. If not, hit the dislike button but also subscribe. I would love your constructive criticism and your feedback, and I'm sure in the very near future I will make a video which you will enjoy. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.